What's up, Cancer? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so happy to have all my Cancer friends out there with me. Thanks for joining me. We are here to do your November monthly tarots. I can't believe it is November. Oh my goodness. Happy Halloween, happy belated Libra season, happy Scorpio season, happy soon-to-be Sagittarius season, and what am I missing? Thanksgiving? Well, just in that umbrella, happy everything, Cancer. I hope this video finds you well. Keep in mind these are going to be general messages, guys. That means not everything I say will resonate with the Cancers out there. So pretty please, only take away message that you feel are intended for you, and Cancer, you will know intuitively what those are. I welcome you all to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. Sometimes messages will resonate for you a few days later on, a week, a month, whatever. Energy is free-flowing. There is no fixed start or end date. So take what resonates and run with it, right? And if something doesn't resonate or fit your circumstance, your story, you can drop it like it's hot, Cancer. I just saw the Empress card. I'm digging that. So yeah, let's see what we can get from my Cancerian friends for roughly the month of November. Everything you want to know about this video will be in that description box below, and that includes the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Check those out if you're interested. Huge shout out to my friend Dougie. He gave me some love and shared my Insta profile as well as my YouTube channel. He's a Cancer and he is just the coolest. So thank you for that, Doug. I appreciate it. I hope you're watching this and tuning in. Yeah, let's hop in for my Cancerian friends for the month of November. Oof. All right, so your energy is presenting as the Five of Swords. I always like, with this card, it's like, oh, I hope that's not you, Cancer, but it's literally coming up in your energy. So maybe it's people around you, but Five of Swords is a tricky energy. It's not a great card. It's the idea of winning at all costs. It's like, it's air energy. So with these swords, potentially communication, discussion, arguments, where somebody is appearing as the victor, but already they're second guessing if what they did was correct, if what they said was too harsh or too much. And then you have like these two gents or whoever who are just about like crying in pity because, you know, they lost the argument or their feelings were hurt, or gray clouds, right? Gray clouds up above. There isn't great clarity. And I always take that to mean there isn't great clarity with communication. Harsh words being spoken, some sort of decision with the Two of Swords was made that left somebody or multiple people in heartbreak. Three of Swords. Ugh, Cancer, what is with that? Let's clarify it. Where are those Two of Swords? Yeah, some sort of decision that wasn't made with clarity or that wasn't made in a positive light. Now, this could just mean regrets. I mean, with the 2 and the 5, I'm getting like 7 of Swords energy. Sometimes the liar, cheater, thief card, but I'm almost getting for you, Cancer, something about a white lie that maybe ended up, how do I say it gently, like kind of stabbing yourself in the back or shooting yourself in the foot. You said something and then maybe later on regretted it or recognized that it wasn't the correct choice or action to take forward. Oh, okay. Or it could be the opposite of that, actually. Because this is the underlying energy, Cancer, the Two of Swords talks about a decision that needs to be made. And it comes internally. You have to follow your intuition. So if you've been sitting on some sort of decision for a long time, that decision may have been to move forward with some sort of delivery of a message or news that is that's going to put somebody at odds. So if it's not something you're regretting, if it's the opposite where it's like this has been something you've been wanting to say for a long time but it just never came out, I think eventually it does, and perhaps why it took so long to come out is because you know it may sever a relationship once and for all. You may be cutting your losses on a relationship that was like weighing heavily, that was like a dark cloud in your otherwise bright sky. It's like you knew this had to be dealt with and perhaps you were avoiding it for a long time. You didn't want to speak your truth and rock the boat, because I am getting with a 5, it's awkward, it's an uncomfortable energy, it's uneven. Something about this decision or this communication, you knew there wasn't really an ideal ending of sorts. It was kind of like, best case scenario, you guys will, you know, exchange your truth and never speak again. It's that kind of energy. Like, there's no winning in this. Neither party wins. It's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable. The light of day, or the light at the end of the tunnel, is that what follows this is the Six of Swords. So it's like you can move on comfortably knowing you've learned the lessons, you've spoken your truth, you've delivered the information, you've learned all that you can from the situation, and now it's time to move on. Okay, that came together. I have to admit, I actually like that a little bit better than what I was getting before, because, I mean, for some of you, maybe that has to do with someone who was, you know, the liar, cheater, thief, or somebody who again, said some nasty things to you, or vice versa, Cancer. It could have been you, but whatever it is, for most of you, I think it has to do with finally making that decision to kind of cut your losses. This doesn't feel like a situation or relationship that can really be saved. I don't know how else to say that. I feel like everybody just clicked off like, oh, I don't want this message, but we'll see what we can get. Let's throw a clarifier on it. I got Cancer in my chart, so I'm rooting for you guys. Let's get a good message. What else do we need to know? The gentleman. All right, well, Cancer, I'm going to leave it at that. I think for a lot of you, this is a relationship, or even if it's not a relationship any longer, it's with like an ex, or with, this might just literally be relieving yourself of carrying around some sort of mental baggage of something you never communicated to someone that you always needed to. Potentially a male, whether you're male or female, right? This could be your boss, this could be your father, this could be your brother, this could be, you know, whoever, right? Same-sex partnership, it could be your boyfriend or whatever. Yeah, communicating something. Oh, okay, and it's a double entendre too, the idea of the gentleman. Communicating in a way, as I was saying, where it's like best case scenario, it's kind of meh. So you're not going to do it in a way that is the liar, cheater, thief. It's like, Cancer, you're raising your vibration to do it in a gentlemanly way, or a gentle way, if you will, for the ladies out there, right? You're doing it in a dignified, noble way, knowing that the situation kind of sucks. It's a shitty situation, but it's like it has to be dealt with. It's been weighing on your mind, and like after you have this conversation and speak your truth, it's like then you can fly away and there's something new. All right, that's what I'm getting there. So that's your energy potentially headed into the month of November, Cancer. Interesting. A decision that's weighing heavily on you. And I am just getting something you know you have to face. All right, so what is going to be your challenge or focus in the month of November? The Six of Cups. All right, so potentially a relationship from the past. This is the card of nostalgia. It's actually one of my favorite cards in tarot. It's a Scorpio card. It's children handing each other flowers, cups being our love, our emotion, something that takes you back, whether that's to your childhood or takes you back a couple years. It's very sweet and sentimental, frequently overly romanticized. Sometimes it's the idea of wearing rose-tinted glasses of it was so much better when, rather than looking optimistically to the future, you almost rely on the past to get your emotional fulfillment, if that makes sense. And again, I think this is a card of looking back as well, right? Looking back at kind of the people that you have to deal with, that you just want to walk away from, but yeah, emotionally, there might be something pulling you back there. Interesting. It could be a Scorpio, could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with all this air energy. So underlying energy is death. Interesting. I think Taurus had this in this position as well. So double scorpionic energy in the season of Scorpio, potentially, right? This is putting something to bed once and for all. The idea of something eating away at you, the vulture that picks at the bones. It's the idea of something has already died and yet you're still picking at it. Or vice versa, it's still picking at you. Potentially in your mind. Something is like eating away at the mind. Something needs to be settled. This is a card of Libra, which is all about balance. Internal mental balance needs to be restored here. And it does have to do with revisiting some sort of relationship either from your past or from your childhood, so that you can close out the cycle and and essentially peacefully move on, right? If this isn't a relationship that to you is something you considered beautiful and healthy, and you have warm nostalgic feelings, if it's not that, then this is coming up because it's saying going back to your past is going to be a challenge for you. But it's crucial to do that and revisit it because it's going to allow you to transition into a new cycle. And Scorpionic energy, right? It is the card of death, of regeneration, of rebirth. So there may be some sort of need to face this gentleman, right? Or to face this situation in a dignified and noble way when you go back to close out old cycles from the past that have been keeping you stuck, that have been keeping you in like this indecision, that again have been a gray cloud in your sky. Like, it's time to bring out the sun. We want the sun, right? We want growth. We want renewal. Do we need to clarify this anymore? I guess we will. Let's throw one card on here. Anything else we need to know for Cancer? Going back to the past to close out an old cycle. It may be revisiting a childhood home where you grew up and something about it has changed. It's not the same, or something about the idea of a relative that passed away. And I'm not predicting this, again, in the past. Sorry, Cancer, my camera froze. So the idea of a past loved one that has been lost, that could represent a romantic partner, but it could also represent like someone in your family who's passed away, and maybe there has been some sort of strained relationship among whoever's left in the family. So something about going back to the past, it brings back memories of a death, if that makes sense. That's not going to be for everyone, but maybe for a few of you. Anything else we need to know about the Six of Cups? Yeah, okay. So the Six of Swords, that's what we were saying. The Five of Swords, it's like being able to move on from this mental conflict because you've learned all the lessons. You no longer need to carry them around with you. It no longer weighs on your mind heavily. I mean, it's restating the message we've already said. There's the Six of Swords. So it goes from the 5 to the 6. So you can peacefully move on, right? It's something about it like a snake. And I did say liar, cheater, thief. You may have to deal with someone from your past that did you dirty, that did you wrong. And again, you're coming in being the noble person in a higher vibration because, frankly, this person may not even deserve your time or your energy or your emotions. But something about this, Cancer, you're doing it for your own mental sanity, for your own clarity. This is bottom of your deck is the Empress. And yes, some sort of peace offering. Wow, with an Emperor. Okay, so you have a divine pairing here. This could have been a romantic partnership, a karmic partnership, a twin flame, potentially, someone who you were destined to meet. They were destined to be on your life path in some capacity. And it's going to be different for all of you, right? It's not necessarily saying this has to end. This could be repairing, right? This could be the Empress making an offer to the Emperor, someone with Taurus in their chart potentially, making an offer to someone with Aries in their chart. We'll also say this is the card of mother and father. So again, the idea of going back home, a lot of you, this is a family dynamic, making peace with the past, bringing up uncomfortable feelings, uncomfortable discussions, something that's been eating away at you that was never reconciled in the past. I don't know if that's the right word. Never dealt with in the past. Very interesting. And there's that communication that needs to come in. And yeah, partnership, exchanging of love, cups, having a conversation about emotions, right? About where you stand. So for romantic partnership, yeah, absolutely. Maybe with a Gemini. That's you. There's Cancer right there. Very interesting, Cancer. And again, this is going to bring mental clarity so that you can move on either together, right? Potentially, you can move on together quickly and get over this awkward hurdle maybe, right? Or you can move on having put it to bed, put it to rest. Again, closing out a cycle with a person who, yes, you were destined to meet, and something about it, you impacted each other's lives, but now it's like that cycle can close out and you can peacefully move on, okay? Very interesting. All right, so what is going to be the help available to you, Cancer? The Page of Wands. All right, so exploration, adventure, seeking out new avenues of excitement, of inspiration, of creativity. Could also have to do with your career and your work. It also has to do with communication. The Page of Wands is the messenger, right? Yeah, some sort of message being communicated. A new message, an Ace of Wands. All right, so potentially a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You'd have the Emperor come up as well. This could also be your boss. That's not for everybody, but yeah. You do have like Emperor and Empress can be like the money. It can be mother and father, but it can also be like career oriented. In a career spread, I always like to see them, right? Because they're I want to be careful how I say it. I was gonna say they're earthy energy, but he's fire. But they're the natural pairing of those who build a career, if that makes sense. So for some of you, it may be some sort of business partnership, but that's not going to be for everyone. However, if you have a business partnership with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, yeah, that could be helpful to you. Pages are very sweet and innocent. They're sometimes the depiction of children. So again, if this is a mom and dad child or parent-child relationship, new communication that is going to shed light on something that has been kept in the dark. I think I said the same thing to, I think it was Scorpio, if that means anything to anyone. And you do have 2 cards of Scorpio here as well, Cancer. All right, what else do we need to know about this? This Page of Wands is wanting to bring light to a situation. Yeah, by communicating their truth, and it's going to allow them to progress forward. There may be 3 people in this dynamic. I mean, we did say liar, cheater, thief. It's not for everybody, but there could have been some sort of third-party dynamic. Again, potentially something that came between. I don't know. An earth sign that came between you guys. What is this page? What is this page looking to accomplish? What is this page looking to accomplish for Cancer? What is this page about? Some of you may have some fire in your chart. Aw, this is so cute. This page wants the Ace of Pentacles. So this card has come out twice. That's what's between this mother and father, these corporate business people or whatever, your business endeavors, your co-workers, whatever. This is the same card, a new beginning. A seed which you can grow, right? You can plant into the ground with the idea that we want longevity here. We want this to grow into the long term, into the legacy, right? The mother, the father, the baby, the seed, right? Whatever it is for you. Maybe you're starting a family with someone who you wanted to do that in the past, but again, something kind of went sour, and then maybe there's a brand new beginning for that to happen. But ultimately, communicating your truth, shedding light on the situation, will allow this seed to thrive. Now with aces, they're brand new beginnings, right? So for all of you, it's not going to be going back to the ex or going back to an old partnership. For some of you, it's brand new, but in order to achieve this new, essentially go down this new path, right? In your life cycle, to go down this new path, peace needs to be made with the past, as we've said with all this. In order to move on peacefully with the past, that's going to allow this seed to come in. And this is just such a cute card, Cancer. It feels so Cancerian. The little mouse or whatever that is. So cute. All right. So communication is going to be key for you. And also understanding, if this doesn't have to do with your career, what drives your passion? What lights your fire, right? With wand energy. What is exciting to you? Are you having fun as you're going down this path, as you're traveling down this road, whether that's literal travel or metaphorically? Some of you might literally be traveling. It's possible. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying, what is that expression? It's not about the destination. It's like about the ride or whatever. I'm always getting like sightseeing, like whatever it is, are you enjoying the smaller moments? Something about like the childlike innocence of find joy in the little things in the everyday life, and in like, you know, when you catch fireflies in summertime when you're a kid, lightning bugs, whatever you guys call them, it's something very magical, right? And when you're a kid, it's like, you know, I used to catch them and we'd use them as like night lights, right? We put them in a jar and cut, you know, poke some holes in it so it could breathe. But you know, you would watch them all night as you drifted off to sleep or whatever. There's something very magical and innocent about this. The same way with the Six of Cups, that like nostalgia feeling when I was describing with like catching fireflies, that's what the Six of Cups is. So it's interesting because there's something about going back to this person or making peace with past that you're absolutely dreading, and yet there is something emotionally there that could be repaired or fixed or made right, put to bed, or made peace with. You have a lot of aces. And with the death card, new cycles coming in, this could be potentially represent 3 new starts, 3 new beginnings, 3 new people, 3 new job applications, whatever it is for you, Cancer, particularly in money and career, right? This new beginning is trying to come in for you, but you need to want to communicate your truth and make peace. You need to welcome that cycle, and like, it's almost like, we're moving forward, Cancer. Are you getting on the boat or not? It's the idea of like, are you going to miss the boat? And I'm not saying that in terms of like, there's a timeline to this. Like, you know, if you miss this opportunity, it won't come around again. That's not what I'm saying, right? These readings aren't supposed to be like fear-based or, you know, anything like that. But because this did come up with the Knight of Swords, a card of Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, it's the fastest moving knight in the deck. There is swift action being taken here. And so, yeah, just something about that metaphor of like, you're either on the boat or you're off. It's like, do you want to move forward, Cancer? Do you want to plant these seeds in new lands? Do you want new beginnings? Are you going to follow your passion? Are you going to follow your intuition, right, Cancer? You're extremely intuitive. Who is this gentleman? That's what I want to know. All right, Cancer, what is your advice or guidance in the month of November? Judgment. Absolutely. I am not at all surprised we're seeing this. Frequently another card of Scorpio. I believe it's a Pluto card. Is that right? I think it is, but don't quote me on that. But I do frequently see it as a card of Pluto. So 3 cards of Scorpio in Scorpio season, so that makes sense. But again, that final judgment call, things rising up from the dead, our past creeping back up on us because something hasn't been settled yet. Boom. Your advice or guidance is like, put this one to bed, put it to rest. Go back and revisit whatever you need to in order to close it out with peace, with confidence, with clarity, with emotional truth. Oh, and there you are. The Chariot. Shown as the killer whale. Interesting. All right. So, okay. The reason your card is coming up here, Cancer, it's because you know that it's like, I was saying something about like, are you on the boat or are you off the boat? You know it's time to move on. You know it's time to start a new chapter, and boom, there's the Fool. Wow. And that rapid communication. Wow, about potentially building with a team. And the Queen of Pentacles. I thought you had the King of Pentacles, but I guess you didn't. Wow. And the Ten of Cups. Great cards, though. The Queen of Money, right? Again, a mother card. Some of you might be repairing a relationship with your mother, or something about going into your dream career or your dream field, something that in the long term is like your fairy tale ending, your wish fulfillment. And the Liar, Cheater, Thief. Dealing with whoever that is. I am just getting that this has to do with this gentleman. It doesn't have to be a male or a masculine person, but I'm just putting it out there. And again, gentleman could be a double entendre of like approaching it gingerly, being very kind and gentle about it, even though the emotions there may be a little bit rough, right? This feels kind of ugly, like you don't want to deal with it. Anyway, new cycles, right? New beginnings, the Fool. Takes great leaps of faith, right? That's what these aces are going to require. Something about the long-term success of these aces isn't guaranteed, but like there's something, again, so like magical and inspiring, whimsical even, about being able to start down this new path. Why wouldn't you want to close out the old cycle that, again, it's nagging at you? It's like a vulture picking at you. It's eating away at you. If you can close it out in harmony, that's going to drive your chariot forward. It's going to progress your life forward. You're going to welcome in new blessings into your life, Cancer. Again, something about speed. Like, I think you guys know the time has come. Forward movement. You have 4 cards that are like, time to move forward. These cards in particular are saying fast, swift, rapidly, right? And I'm not here to give you like a timeline of when this needs to be done, but I will say this spread does feel like a nudge to you, Cancer. Like, Cancer, it's time. Like, the boat is leaving, Cancer. Like, why aren't you moving forward on this? And I do think it has to do with being afraid to revisit the past. Maybe there's some sort of uncomfortable, again, emotion or uncomfortable discussion that needs to be had. But I'm just getting the time has come, the final judgment, again, to put this to peace, essentially. It's like the calling. You know it's time. He blows his horn, right? This is Archangel Gabriel. And it rises up from the dead. It's like you hear this heavenly sound, you hear this heavenly music. And it's something about knowing that this is your life path, or this is your calling, or that maybe literally calling this person. That's kind of like a funny way of putting it. But make peace. Come together and make peace with the past so that you can move forward. And maybe if you're closing out something with this person, it's going to allow new love into your life. And I mean, it absolutely will. New abundances. All these aces are trying to come in. Your chariot is like stuck in the mud, or your wheel has been stuck in the mud. It's been spinning out. Like, it's time to get back on track. I think that's why this is coming up with the chariot. All right, Cancer. I'm going to give you one more oracle card. I've messed these up so much I forget what was in what space, but let's get Judgment and the Chariot. What is this a judgment on? Can we clarify the Judgment card? That came right out. The snake. You guys. Oh, goodness. So that came out earlier. There we were. All right, we were talking about the snake. So I'm just going to call a spade a spade. This reading isn't for everybody, but if you know who that snake is, it's time to deal with it, right? It can no longer be ignored. So there's multiple things you could do with it, right? You can be the snake charmer, right? You can charm the snake and you know, try and make peace with it and make the best out of the scenario. Or you can chop the head off, right? Maybe that's what this is. It's a difficult decision, but it's like, this snake isn't doing you any favors. So like, it's time to like sever the head and move on. I'm speaking in metaphor, but I think you understand what I'm saying. There's somebody in your past that you don't want to deal with, Cancer, but by dealing with it, by having that final discussion, that final conversation, or for some of you, simply deleting their number from your phone, that's welcoming in new beginnings. It's like you have to take the first steps to let the universe know you're ready for this change. You're ready to close out the old cycle. You're ready to go into new beginnings with like this joyous, lighthearted energy. After Judgment comes the World, right? The last card in the Major Arcana. It's like you are set free. There's great freedom in the world. There's balance. Harmony is restored. Whatever is not allowing you to achieve that harmony is what you need to go back and fix. And I'm just getting like, once you do that, it's really good things are going to come in for you, Cancer, all right? These are great cards. You have a lot of really beautiful cards here. But I will say, you do have a lot of tricky cards here, too. There's definitely something that, yeah, I think it's been eating away at you. It's been nagging at you. Who is this gentleman? That's the thing. If it is for those who are involved with like a male in some sort of relationship, it's almost like they presented as something, but they turned out to be something else. Who are they really? It's like, I think you found out an unfortunate truth about them, and maybe the severing of that relationship wasn't handled well. So now it's like time to go back and make peace with it, whatever that means to you, Cancer, okay? All right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates for you, and I will see you beautiful Cancers very soon for more tarot readings. Bye!